Hello, it's Nellie and
Courtney. Hi, everybody. Just wanted to say thank you again for the subscribers helping us reach our goal and helping us get past that 600 subscriber mark. Today is Monday. We're still up at the lake house right now. We don't leave up here. We're not leaving up here till tomorrow morning. Not sure when we're going to release this video yet, so I'm just letting you guys know what day it is. But we just wanted to come to you guys and talk to you guys a little bit more. Mainly keeping folks encouraged, keeping ourselves encouraged. We thank you for all your comments, all of your likes. It keeps us encouraged. It keeps us encouraged knowing, that so many like-minded people are out there and that they are viewing our channel, giving us their feedback, and just staying fired up. You guys, we got to do it. We're very close to this election. It's so important, like I said before, not just for the presidential election, but we've also got the Senate and the House. We have got, and the Congress. We have got to win. We've got to take over all three branches. It's so important. But what I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you about today also was another reason that we don't vote Democrat. And we hope that folks that are Democrats are watching this video and that we can help you guys with another perspective. We talk to a lot of people, Daniel and I do. We're very successful in speaking with them about what their views and their values are. And most people agree that, number one, a woman doesn't have four arms, four legs, unique sets of DNA. They understand that that's a baby that a woman is carrying, and that baby has control over its body or should have control over its body. And if it's not allowed control over its body, it is murder. Number two, homosexuality. We understand that there's a difference in a man being with a man and a woman being with a woman than a man and woman who can come together and procreate and produce beautiful children. Beautiful children that you can look at yourself, you can look at your spouse, and you can see yourselves in these children. Dad's walking by with those burgers. Almost time to eat. He's out on the deck grilling. Anyway, so the other part of it, you guys, of course, we're really big about the socialism. You cannot give anybody anything. If you give somebody something they don't appreciate it, they're going to tear it up, and it's not going to, there's no value there at all if you haven't put in any kind of work, if you haven't seen any kind of work put toward what you have. And so one of the things that I wanted to go over real quick was an analogy. I'm a Black woman, was raised in the South, Louisiana, and the school I went to back then, of course, they did not indoctrinate, they educated us. But one of the things that they were telling us, they didn't name a political party, but they did give the analogy of that one giving out a bone, why a person should work. And the analogy they gave, we don't condone dog fighting, we don't dog fight, but in the South where I was from, there was a lot of it. And so one of the people that I was in school with gave this analogy and said, when you're giving someone something, it's just like that dog master that's sitting at his table. He's got his steak, right? He's got his big steak full of meat, and he's sitting there and he's cutting all the meat off the bone and he's eating it all. But outside, he's got his two dogs. We're going to say pit bull dogs because that's what they used a lot out there. You've got one, your dog. They've got one tied up in the right-hand corner, the other in the left-hand corner. All that they have in view is each other, right? And so Master decides today, I'm going to go out and take the bone to the dog on the right. And he gives that dog on the right the bone to chew on, even though the dog really can't get through the steak bone, takes forever, no meat, none of that, or whatever. The dog is happy, but the dog on the left is mad. And he sees the dog on the right eating. And so the master continually does this. And he just, more burgers, except he just trades it off one to the other. And the whole time they're looking at each other and they're angry, you know. And when I came to California, I saw these things in the form of, well, this person got their welfare check, so now they got rims on their car, or they got the gold chain around their neck, or some gold teeth, or whatever, you know, not anything that's of any real value at all, or anything that can create wealth. But they see it and they'll go gun somebody down because they got theirs and this is what they bought with theirs. It's sad. Or the new Air Jordans or something like that. It's really sad. But if you were to take that, if I had to take that T-bone, right, and I named each side something, I'd say over here, food stamps. Over here, cash, the welfare cash aid. And over here, what you call Section 8 housing, public housing, that kind of thing. And so you've got your bone. This one has it this week, that one has it the next week. And they've got this pent up anger and they go out and they attack each other. And we see it all the time. And this is what Jim Crow laws, the Democratic Party, this is what they did to this community, in addition to a whole lot of other things like taking the father out of the home, when using welfare as a source to be able to do that. The women back then, if they were receiving welfare, if they traded off their husband and married the government because the government is promising them a roof over their head and food on the table, no matter how meager it is, they would literally not be able to have the man in the home. And so these were the kind of things that happened. And I understand that it was to encourage a man to work, but that's not what happened. And once they saw it was broken, they still had no answer. And I've said it over and over again. One president, my lifetime, one president has systematically gone in to overturn these laws and literally put pen to paper, made it into law, and stimulated our economy. And that's Donald John Trump, our 45th president of the United States. And we want him to continue. We're not ready for a 46th president yet. And we know that even though we've got this whole coronavirus mess and all this mess that the Democrats are doing, shut this down, shut that down, and all this kind of stuff, we know him. One of the things that my husband said to me about him before I knew anything about Donald Trump, because Donald Trump was in the real estate, that's something that my husband endeavors to, or excuse me, is in now actually too. And I actually was a California real estate agent for a while. But my husband was telling me one of the main things that he admired about Donald Trump was that when he started out, he hit a bump in the road and his business failed. But he had the stamina to get up and rebuild. He knows how to rebuild. If something is torn down, something is broken down, he knows how to get that hammer and nail to it. And this is why we need Donald Trump. He did it before. He brought us to where we have record low unemployment amongst African Americans, Asian Americans, Latino Americans. Every American was benefiting. He did it before, he'll do it again. We want to vote Donald John Trump president again, November 2020. God bless y'all.